And the Trailblazers start out with the ball. Now Golden State's starting 5. Up front, it's Green at the 4 with Jackson Davis at the 5. Moody is out there with Curry, and it's Butler in at the 3. Now, here's Avdia. 6 on the shot clock. They set the pick. They grab their own miss. Ayton wide open. Goes up again, and we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Here's Kamare. Nailed from three-point land. Kamare's got the first bucket of the game with the 3 for the Trailblazers. Hey, Brett, what's one area where we really see these Portland Trailblazers excelling?
Well, they're great on the offensive glass. They have presence on the inside. They have a ton of focus on just collecting rebounds. So great at retrieving those misses.
Now here's Ayton after the miss from Stephen Curry. Simons with the screen for Avdia. And off there, he misses his first shot of the night. And Curry has it in the corner. This one for 3. Here's Jackson Davis. And stolen by Thibault. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Simons surveying the D. Avdia, the pass to Simons. Shot clock at 5. Over Moody. Off to a good start as he gets his first shot attempt.
Oh, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
And the Warriors off to a slow start here. Still without a basket in the game. Moody. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
That's a terrific pass right there by Jimmy Butler. Just wants to win.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
I was able to talk with Chauncey Billups for a minute. He talked about the respect he has for Jimmy Butler and everything that Jimmy Buckets brings to the table. He told me Butler's special. He impacts the game with the ball, without the ball, and with his defense. But he said as much of a challenge as Butler presents, he'll be ready. Guys?
Thanks, David.
Steph with a great job there, just getting to the and one opportunity, the timing of his shot, and knowing when the defense is coming at him to draw contact.
The Warriors shooting their first free throw tonight.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid number.
It's good from long range.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Brent, with Avdia, there's a versatility to his game that not many players can claim.
Yeah, Kevin, it's a great point. He does things on both ends. Sometimes defensively it goes unnoticed, but this guy can play a lot of different positions and is very skilled and contributes in a lot of ways to his team.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Avdia kicks to Simons. Oh, what a jam! Simons!
The guard rising up, Simons, with some thunder of his own.
Outside for Curry. Back to Butler. Portland grabs the miss.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense, not really a factor.
Pass to Thibault. Here's Kamare, defended by Butler. Just 5 to shoot. Simons from outside. Curry with the rebound. Warriors trail by 7. At the elbow, Green. Green with a screen on Avdia. There's the 3. And that's good. Stephen Curry for 3. Curry's got 6 points.
Honestly, guys, Curry is the best three-point shooter I've ever seen.
Simons finds Avdia. Back to Simons. Again, Simons missing. The Warriors have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. And stolen by Ayton. Avdia against Butler. Now, here's Avdia. He's guarded closely.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And good that time. He's got 8.
That's a clever attack from Curry, just finding an angle. And he gets around the defender towards the basket.
Simons, the pass to Avdia. Back to Simons. Hits the three-point bomb. There's 10 seconds left in the first quarter. From deep, Green. That one's not going to go. He got it up. He can't get it to go. What a performance from Anthony Simons. He has been the story for... And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Blazers.
I mean, they've come out aggressive defensively, getting into them and coming up with some cookies along the way.
They've also done a great job of taking turnovers and producing out of that, working really hard that they're not wasting extra chances that they're creating.
The guard pair are Henderson and Sharp. Walker out there with Klingon. And it's Grant in its small forward. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Henderson. And Santos pulls it down. Warriors trail by 7. Greg, since reaching 5 consecutive NBA Finals, the Warriors have missed the playoffs 3 of the past 5 years.
And to be fair, they did go 46-36 last season. They were 10 games over 500 last year. So they weren't a bad team. Golden State doesn't just expect to be in the play-in. They want to be a contender.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. The Warriors have found something with Draymond Green and Trace Jackson-Davis inside. Green says, with the rim protected by Trace, I can just play off instinct and read the game. Jackson-Davis says, being able to interchange with him is great. The things he teaches me has helped my game a lot. Kevin?
I'd love to hear those stories. Thanks, David. And Kuminga throws it down.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Execution with pace. That's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
Henderson with the screen for Grant. Traps in the tray. Grant's got the lead up to 8 now for the Trailblazers.
Well, nice smooth release from Grant that time. Can't let him get that kind of rhythm.
And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. The free throw drops for Grant. Grant, one thing we've seen these days, 3-point variance. Can you explain it?
Well, Kevin, who's hot and who's not? That's basically what it comes down to. Look, coaches are going to have strategies against teams. A lot of teams are taking a lot more threes, but on a night where they are knocking down shots that you're willing to live with, is when you just tip the cap, take the loss, and move on.
By himself, and Kuminga throws it down.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Now here's Henderson. He has yet to score.
My goodness, I didn't think they could top that last dunk, but it only took them a couple seconds.
Not much defense, Greg, on those last few possessions, but does anyone mind?
Not
No.
at all. Already a gifted passer, Henderson has solid vision for such a young player.
Warriors trail by 12. Hey, Greg, what about Jeremy Grant? He's had about every role you can imagine on any team he's played on.
And Kevin, he started out as a second-round pick, hoping to just make a team. He's been a bench spark plug, a starter, even a #1 option in Detroit for a couple years. Grant's done it all.
And there's a whistle. It goes on Shaedon Sharpe. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Podziemski with it. He's picked up by Walker. And so Steve Kerr calls for the timeout. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. There's 1:59 left to play here in the half. Here's Podziemski. Cans the shot with nobody near him.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Now here's Grant. He has 7. Off target from three-point range. Here's the break. Here's Kuminga. That one doesn't drop. Some solid defense from Grant. And it's Gary Payton II with the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Third team foul.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach.
Oh, man. Out of this world. Sharp is so quick into the air, and then he just hangs forever. Able to do things most others can't.
Pass to post. Here's Podziemski. Henderson defending, and the shot goes in.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And Henderson doesn't need any extra motivation to head straight for the rim.
Here's Post. Some nice passing by Golden State. Hands it from downtown. Podziemski's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Warriors. And it's Henderson with the ball for the Portland Trail Blazers. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. 32 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Grant for 3. It's rebounded by Golden State. And here we go. Fast break. Payton's got it. There's the triple. And Klingon pulls it down. Klingon's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Sharp. Henderson for 3. And that concludes the first half. Portland out in front, leading by 9. A chance now to send it. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. One of the stories here, and Fernie Simons getting it done today.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. Up front, it's Green at the 4 with Jackson Davis at the 5. Curry is out there with Moody, and it's Butler in at the 3 spot. Here's Kamara. Hits it from three-point range. Kamara's got the lead up to 12 now for the Trailblazers. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Warriors trail by 12. Back in the late 80s and early 90s, Brent, the Blazers had a real chance to win some titles.
Oh, man, they ran into some great teams, too, Kevin. The Bad Boy Pistons and then the Bulls, obviously, with Michael Jordan. Winning a title in those days took something special, and the Blazers were right there.
Pass to Kamara. And he makes that one. Kamara's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Great decision by Simons. He's got the reputation of a score-first guard. He can dish it.
Now, here's Moody. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Simons with the ball. Now Green defending. Avdia with a screen for Simons. Back to Avdia. Unloads. No good. Shot missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Butler finds Curry. From past the arc, another three for Golden State.
A three-point specialist can't let Curry get any space to fire from the corner. That's a recipe for disaster.
And the slam dunk by Simon.
And there is no better way to add to the lead.
Isn't that true, GA, especially when the slam is coming from the point guard?
Oh, yeah, his teammates love that one. I'm sure he's going to hear about it when he gets to the huddle.
Curry passes to Moody. Green, the screen. The second chance effort. Moody's shot is off. Portland leading by 8. Outside, Avdia. Ayton sets the pick for Avdia. From outside, off the mark. Golden State's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Curry from deep three-point land. Here's Jackson Davis.
That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
Oh, his competitiveness right now is why the teammates love him.
Let's go. And the basket by Kamare. Kamare's got 7 points here in this quarter.
That's the guy they're going to keep going to, as they should. The lead's only going up if they keep feeding him.
And each season, GA, it seems like Anthony Simons is given more and more responsibility.
And you can understand why. He's proven to be a versatile scorer, and now we are seeing him take the next step with his playmaking.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Left side, Grant. Banked in off the glass. Grant's got 9 points.
And Grant at 6'9", using that length right there. A nice soft touch in close to the rim.
Pass to post. Kuminga down low. Working on Walker. Curry outside. Gets hauled in by the Trailblazers. Klingen's got his 5th rebound in this one. Grant gets a wide open look. Connects from three-point range. And now a 10-point Portland lead.
What a night Jeremy Grant has it going on the offensive end. And his teammates encouraging him to stay hungry.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Podziemski, he's checked in for Golden State. It seems likely that the Warriors' title run under Steph Curry, Brent, has probably come to a close.
I'm not going to count Steph Curry out quite yet, Kevin, but you know they have added some quality youngsters. They're trying to grow that group. How fast can they bring those kids along to championship caliber players? That's the big question. They're going to win their share of games.
Drills the three-pointer.
Just an excellent feel for the game. Scoot Henderson understands how offense is played.
Outside, Kuminga. Pass to Santos. Kuminga, screen on Grant. Here's Santos. He's covered by Grant. Down low, stolen by Walker. Grant outside. No good with the triple. Stolen by Walker. And here is Grant. Got it off in time. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
The defense has to be besides themselves there. Terrific shot to close out the quarter by him.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. The guard pair are Henderson and Sharp. Klingon is out there with Walker. And it's Grant in at the 3 slot. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Pass to Post. Shoots over Henderson. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Post has got his first points in this one.
Yeah, draw the D in, kick it out for the open shot. That's taking a page straight out of your textbook. Well done.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Oh, there's no doubt he's a legitimate threat from downtown, and he's demonstrating that in this game.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively, because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
And it's Klingon with the jam.
I love how hard Klingon works that offensive glass, using his size in that situation.
Pass to Kuminga. Got a piece of it, and he gets it back. Here's Post. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Klingon's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Now, here's Sean. Defense is right there. Kicks it out to Grant. Takes the 3. Again, the miss by Grant. Here's Post. Finished off the break.
Boy, shot out of a cannon on that possession. Good look up court.
And here's Henderson. He'll bring it up for Portland. Kicks it out to Grant. Here's Sharp. From down in the low post, it goes. And the Trailblazers lead by 17. The Warriors have gone 3 of 5 here in the 4th quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Out to Payton. Launches a 3. And Klingon pulls it down. Klingon's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Sharp, the pass to Walker. Pass to Klingon. Back to Walker. 5 to shoot. Over Kuminga. And an intentional foul right there. So Portland ends up going with the new group.
Second personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the
For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And you look how Jimmy Butler stays committed on that play, ready to overcome the defender and still take the shot.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Trailblazers.
I'm in love with how they're moving the basketball all game long, and also their ability to move without the ball. That style just makes it so difficult to defend.
And there's another thing going on right now for them that has to get their confidence up, and that's the 3-ball. I mean, it's been falling for them, and they're locked in, and with that outside shot going, it's a big difference maker.
Good job getting the ball and completing that play.
The defense producing easy looks. It just helps you conserve some energy for late in the game.
Curry way outside. What a deep shot from Steph Curry.
And you got the feeling that was coming. Curry loves coming back with a 3 of his own.
Thibault for 3. And the Trailblazers another 3.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here, guys.
Oh, the power on that throwdown.
Unreal.
defensive foul.
Yeah, Draymond Green, we know he plays with attitude and he plays with force. And his teammates appreciate the unselfish approach he had.
Portland had, Greg, one of the great guard combinations in Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter.
Man, that was one heck of a backcourt. And they really complemented each other so well. Drexler with his explosive scoring ability, and Porter who could just do a little bit of everything.
A good strategy here from the coaching staff. Put the ball in Curry's hands and see what happens. Usually ends up being pretty good.
Warriors trail by 11. Here's Moody, and the Warriors take on 2 more. And 1:01 left here in the 4th quarter. Now, here's Thibault, guarded by Curry. And the basket by Kamara.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here and what looks to be a solid win for the Trailblazers.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one and then do it again, and that strategy did work.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jeremy Grant.
Now, this was a showcase night of his skills offensively.
20 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Avdia against Butler from downtown. Avdia with the rebound. And that one's good. Freibel. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be.
Grant.
That is the truth. I mean, that's why they play the games. One guy gets hot, a team gets cold. That's all it takes to swing the entire outcome of a game.
And the Milwaukee starting five. They've got Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jackson out there with Damian Lillard. Then there's Gary Trent, and it's Portis in at the 4. Now here's Thibault, 5 to shoot. Avdia with it, and it's Trent picking him up. Tries it from the top of the key. Avdia can't get it to go.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
And it's Antetokounmpo with the miss. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Chauncey Billups. Of course, we talked mostly about Giannis Antetokounmpo, the focus of this one. Coach telling me I've lost sleep thinking about Giannis. He can just take over a game, no matter how you play him. We're hoping he'll be a little off tonight. Do off nights exist for Giannis, guys? We'll find out.
Okay, thanks, Allie.
And that gets us rolling. Whew, what a tremendous atmosphere in here tonight.
Boy, I tell you, you're right. You can feel this one looking like it's going to be a tight one throughout.
It's tough to get open in this league, and when you do, it hurts not to capitalize.
Blockbuster trades have become more the norm here in the NBA, Grant. Just ask Portland in 2023.
Yeah, the Trailblazers were at the center of some big moves, but that's just how it's done now. Entire teams can be restructured in the process of a single transaction. Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there. One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Ooh, took him no time at all to get that one.
The value of good ball movement isn't lost on this squad.
Thibault against Lillard. Pass to Portis. Trent on the wing. Back to Portis. Trent outside. To the middle. Shoots. The jump hook. That one doesn't drop. Some solid defense from Williams. Avdia with it. He's picked up by Lillard. Avdia passes to Thibault. Avdia against Lillard. Lets it go from deep. Antetokounmpo grabs the board. Bucks trail by 5. Solid defense from Williams.
Oh, gritty defense. Protecting the rim at all costs against a guy who has all sorts of ways to finish.
Avdia finds Ayton. Lillard against Thibault. The 3 from Ayton. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. Here's Antetokounmpo. Behind the back and lays it in.
His size and length and touch make Giannis one of the best finishers in the paint.
And Clark, Giannis is an endearing player in many ways. Which one of his dad jokes is your favorite?
Tell you what, B.A., I can't pick out a favorite, but I love the fact that he's got such a great sense of humor and a sense of being comfortable in his own skin. That all comes out when he interacts with the media and fans. He doesn't take himself too seriously, and I think that's why so many people love him.
Now here's Ayton. He's scoreless. Avdia outside. Williams passes to Thibault. This one for 3. It's hauled in by Portis. Bucks trail by 3. Trent with it. Avdia picks him up. And Trent the bucket on the assist by Portis.
Smart pass by Portis, showing the ability to make good decisions with the ball.
Here's Kamari, and there's the drive. Williams. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Woo, hard work creating the second chance opportunity.
Antetokounmpo, a screen on Thibault. Lillard finds Antetokounmpo. Yes, it's good. Antetokounmpo has gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
You know, when you're facing Dame, he's at the top of the scouting report. High priority item. So that opens things up for his teammates.
Here's Avdia. Pass to Ayton. And here's Thibault. Beyond the arc. Knocks it down from distance. Thibault's got 5 points.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Lillard. And Ayton pulls it down. Ayton's got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's Avdia. Outside Thibault. The ball's knocked loose. Pass to Kamare. The 3-ball. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. So at the end of 1 quarter. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And what stands out to you from the Trailblazers in this one?
Well, it's simple. When you can dominate the boards at both ends, you can control the second chance touches.
And, you know, their rebounding advantage has been glaring, simply outworking them on the boards for that entire first quarter.
Delano Banton out there with Shaedon Sharpe. Then there's Jabari Walker. Then there's Klingon. And it's Grant in at the 3. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. And so it's Milwaukee with it after the basket by Portland. Porter in the post, guarded by Sharpe. Here's Livingston. That 3's off the mark. Portland leading by 5. Here's the pick. Sharpe with it, and it's Kuzma picking him up. Back to Sharpe. Outside for Grant. Launches it. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. Starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Here's Kuzma, and it's Kuzma finishing it off. And for the Trailblazers, they're shooting the ball at 43% from the field. Well, Clark, this Bucks roster is loaded with veteran talent, but their window for another run won't last long.
No, those windows don't last forever, especially with so many young teams around the league on the ascent. The Bucks may want to take a page from them and give some of their younger players a chance to grow and contribute. A flat-out bucket getter. Porter Jr. is a scorer who will hurt you all over the floor.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Kyle Kuzma the last few seasons has been pushing his scoring over 20 points per game. He said, I'm showing the league that I'm not just a role player. Having a leadership position and getting better every single game, that's what I care about. I want to keep elevating. Ryan, high hopes.
Just the 27th pick back in 2017. He's having a dynamite career.
Yeah, you know, Prince is always doing a nice job working to get open, and that's the reward you get for staying active, keeping yourself moving, an open look on the jump shot there.
Here's Klingon. Still no points. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. That'll belong to Kyle Kuzma. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Trailblazers?
You know, so far in this one, these guys have been knocking it down from distance. You've got to like their confidence as this game continues. They're on a nice roll.
And another thing, they found the open man. Really playing unselfish basketball, moving the ball around there on the perimeter.
Well, Porter has tremendous talent and is very creative. He's good at getting his guys the ball when they're ready to score. A good passer because he's got good vision.
Now here's Grant. Pass to Banton. Here's Klingon. 4 on the clock. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Trailblazers lead by 4.
And this is where you feed the big man Klingon. He knows how to execute from this close.
Prince, the pass to Sims. And there's the screen.
2 minutes remaining in the
Pass to Kuzma. On the wing, Porter. The 3 is up. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Here's Grant. And that one's good. Now it's a 6-point Portland lead. Well, Grant, with players getting bigger and more athletic, do you support moving the restricted area out?
Yeah, B.A., I would. We've seen a lot of injuries when defenders slide underneath elevated players on the drive. So cutting down that risk makes a lot of sense.
And so Prince will bring it up for Milwaukee. Kuzma, the pass to Prince. Here's Livingston. He's covered by Grant. Livingston, good.
Well, that's good work by Prince there, spotting the open man and then putting the ball on target on time right in the shooting pocket.
Walker passes to Sharpe. Grant outside. Walker sets a screen. Pass to Klingon. Now Walker. Trailblazers got to hurry. Got to get up a shot. Klingen's shot is off. Bucks trail by 4. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Kuzma for 3. Oh, he missed it. Making him 1 for 2 now. Portland has gone 1 of 4 from three-point land here in the second. Here's Walker. Outside Sharp. The kick out to Walker. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Stolen by Sharp. Inside. Klingen's shot is off.
And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush it.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here.
Basket counts. Sims has got his first basket.
Fantastic job moving the ball there by Porter Jr., understanding exactly what was available when his teammates were open.
Sharp. And the layup is good off the glass. And the Trailblazers lead by 4. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. It's the Trailblazers. They lead by 4. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You look at Giannis Antetokounmpo. What a contribution.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Taking a look at the Bucks. Bobby Portis out there with Gary Trent. Then there's Damian Lillard. Then it's Jackson. And it's Antetokounmpo in at the 5. 5 on the clock. Ayton passes to Avdia from behind the arc. They get it again. And it was still over the rim. Offensive basket interference. Bucks trail by 4. Grant, there have been so many great players that have gone through Portland over the years.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's almost 50 years since their last title. It's a great city with a great fan base. And for their sake, I hope their second title comes soon.
Avdia attacking. Pass to Kamari. Ayton's got space. The rebound by Jackson.
And the defense gets bailed out by the miss. He usually converts that.
Good chance here for Antetokounmpo. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Antetokounmpo's got 8 points.
Super quick in transition. The Greek Freak jumping down the throat of the defense with that speed.
Here's Avdia. Dunks it hard with one hand. Wow, he makes it look easy.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
Here's Kamari. Thibault, a screen on Portis. Here's Kamari. And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
When it's this close, every bucket matters. You need good looks.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. Now here's Antetokounmpo. Give him 8. Trent from long range. Connects from downtown. Trent's got 6 here in the quarter.
Handling the ball like a guard, Giannis has become very proficient at doing damage with the pass.
Avdia with it, and it's Trent picking him up. Pass to Kamari, and the foul on Gary Trent. That's his first foul of the game.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Here's Kamari. And he converts the layup. 7 points in the game.
Another shot right in the lane. That's been their MO this evening.
And it's Lillard with the ball for the Milwaukee Bucks. Trailing by 2. Down low. Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo with the stuff.
The sheer power of Antetokounmpo goes up and throws it down hard. That is impressive.
Well, Clark, Lillard's scoring isn't what it once was, but he's still a major threat from outside.
He sure is. I tell you what, he's got such great range and such command of the ball in his body. He can get the shot he wants more times than not. and he's actually gotten better, I think, when he's working off the ball. You still have to be very much aware of where Damian Lillard is when he's on the court.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Brian, with the Bucks switching coaches midway through last season, Doc Rivers, experienced with star-laden rosters, he said, quote, "I resist thinking that you can't coach players. I have no problem holding them accountable. If you don't do it, you're not going to win." Brian, the pressure's on to get it done.
The burden of expectations. It's title or bust. Thanks, Allie. Now here's Portis. No points yet. Trent with a screen on Williams. Portis' shot is off. Second half here, and we're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Outside, Williams. Williams, a screen on Jackson. Into the lane.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Jackson with a screen on Williams. Antetokounmpo, that's good.
Another night we see Giannis at his best. This defense doesn't have a clue as to how to guard it.
Pass to Kamari. Now here's Ayton. And here's Thibault, defended by Lillard. Thibault passes to Avdia. Lets it go from deep. Giannis with the rebound. Antetokounmpo's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. Good. And Antetokounmpo gets the assist. Antetokounmpo's got 4 assists now tonight. Blazers trail by 3. About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Thibault. Pass to Avdia. Here's Kamari. Thibault on the wing. Beyond the arc. The rebound by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got 6 rebounds here tonight. With 1 on the clock. Against contact. Giannis stays strong. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been on display for the Bucks. Scoring, passing, and a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was the choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the 4th in what is still anybody's ball game. Clinging out there with Jabari Walker. Then it's Jeremy Grant, then there's Sharp, and it's Banton in at the 2-guard spot. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Back to Sharp. They set the screen. Driving inside, and he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
The burst. Man, Sharp can go from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye.
Here's Porter. And Klingon pulls it down. Blazers trail by 3. Pass to Graham. 1 minute in now in the 4th quarter. And they pick up 2.
The inside defense gets right up on Grant, but he stays cool and finds a way through to his finish.
Milwaukee has gone 6 for 12 from deep so far in this game. Here's Prince. And it's Jeremy Grant with a foul. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
It's Prince on the wing. Walker covering. Here's Livingston. Clock at 6. And Klingon pulls it down. The Trailblazers have gone a perfect 3 for 3 here in the 4th. And an intentional foul right there.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but it certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
A line change here for Portland. Oh, the body control. Of Giannis.
Boy, the added work in the weight room for Giannis coming into play there. I mean, you got to send an army to try to stop this guy.
And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play. It's going to be Thibault shooting. Damian Lillard picks one up. Grant's checked in for Kamara. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Bucks.
Well, you love their unselfish play. Keeping that ball moving, good shot to great. That's winning basketball.
The shooting's been great, but also how about the energy level? That's what's impressed me the most. They've been getting it up and down in transition, and that takes effort.
Avdia with it. Jackson in his pocket. Grant the pass to Williams. To take the lead. Grant's shot is off. The Bucks have gone 2 of 5 from the field in this final quarter. To the wing on the left. Back to Trent. And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. Portland grabs the miss. Here's Thibault. Off the outside. Lets the three fly. Drops in the three. And the Trailblazers lead by 3.
Cool, calm, and collected at a critical juncture in this game.
Lillard looking around. To the paint. Stolen by Ayton. Now the Blazers moving it up. Outside Thibault. And there's 1:38 left in the fourth quarter here. Avdia against Lillard. Avdia passes to Graham. The three. Antetokounmpo grabs the board. Antetokounmpo's got 8 rebounds in the game. Yes! And the foul! Robert Williams picks up one.
This has been the story of the game. A battle fought on offense.
Any lull in the action so far has been short-lived because there have been nothing but buckets in this one. Hey, those and one plays can really be backbreakers in a close game.
Avdia screen on Trent. And he'll take a trip to the line. And with this game coming down to the wire, they're quick to use their coach's challenge. Asking for a review. This could be a big call.
The play will be reviewed at the EuroCup. The officials will have 2 minutes to review the play.
Still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look. So the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, during that last break, I heard Doc Rivers as he talked with the team. Coach wasn't very animated in this tight game, but asked this of his team. How bad do you want it? Right now, this is all about who wants it more. So go out there and take it, guys.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. And he hits both free throws here. And it's a 2-point ball game.
Huge free throws right there. He's able to put them on top with those makes.
Oh, they get a hand on it. It's stolen by Thibault. .55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They set a pick. Back to Avdia. 4 on the clock. No good on the 3.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
And here's Lillard from beyond the arc.
That's his shot. And one, I'm sure, he wants back.
They can't afford to waste this shot.
Moments like this are what it's all about.
Avdia from outside. Oh, he knocked down the trifecta.
This three-point shot looks so pure. The defense allowing him to get comfortable out there.
Jackson finds Antetokounmpo. Shoots over Ayton. It falls! What a beautiful shot. Brings him within 3.
You know, feeling very comfortable taking a big shot when his team needs it, that's a sign of how Antetokounmpo has matured recently.
And yeah, he still was moving at the point of contact.
Those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
He hits the first one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws good. And it's a 5-point game.
I think it's a wrap. When the game's on the line, he knows how to deliver the crushing blow.
And Lillard puts up a deep three and knocks down the three.
3 points.
And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
Getting a little desperate at this stage. I mean, the clock's the big factor.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
Second one is good, getting both at the line. And it's a 4-point ball game. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're down by 4. All right, guys, what do you think?
And they need to execute fast out of this break.
Yeah, and even if they get it and then get a quick foul, I'm not sure there's enough time even under that scenario.
Oh, Williams with the block. So it's the Trailblazers taking the double.
What a great... Bold movement tonight, RJ. These teams love sharing the wealth out there.
And you gotta love it, Kevin. As a player, it's always great to see a team functioning as a unit. Fans love to see everyone get involved.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Bobby Portis out there with Antetokounmpo. Then there's Jackson. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Prince in at the small forward. Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Just 4 to shoot. Count it.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
Curry against Jackson. Curry looking it over. Shoots it up. Second shot opportunity. Here's Jackson Davis. Makes it off the glass.
He knows his job on the glass, and he does it well. Cleaning it up and sending it right back.
On the wing, Giannis. Guarded by Green. Prince can't hit.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Richard, when it comes to Draymond Green, we know about his defense. But what does he give you offensively?
I think it starts with his passing. Not many big men can do what he does the way he does it. And especially effective when he's hitting the 3-ball, stretching the floor, allowing for more space for his shooters.
Inside, outside for Curry. And another 3 for Golden State.
Honestly, guys, Curry is the best three-point shooter I've ever seen.
Prince outside. Outside Portis. Can they get it? The shot's good on the assist by Prince.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Moody's shot is off. For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Antetokounmpo, no good.
That's just a bucket like you expect him to make. It's tough when you miss those.
The 3. It's rebounded by Portis. Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Lillard from outside, and another 3 for Milwaukee.
A downright lethal 3-point threat. Lillard is someone defenders must stay attached to if they want to have any impact.
Now here's Curry. Jacks up a 3. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Giannis kicks to Lillard. It's Jackson atop the key. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
And a great look. Lillard always looking for teammates. Doesn't have tunnel vision.
Richard, we know that not many teams have had steady core players like the Warriors have had over the past decade.
Boy, there's so much player movement these days, and it's hard to keep any roster intact, let alone a superstar team like Golden State.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, a couple of seasons ago, Steph Curry first brought out the night-night when he put a team away. Asked about his inspiration, he said, "I have no idea. I don't choreograph any of that stuff. I was just having fun." You know how kids' bedtime routines are important? It's the final signal for job well done that day. Kevin?
Well said. He is a 1 of 1, D.A.
And we've seen Giannis elevate his scoring ability over time. Great bucket there.
Curry against Jackson. Curry passes to Green. The kick outside to Butler. Three-pointer. And the 3-ball is good.
And he's had his ups and downs from distance, but Jimmy Bucket's always aggressive, looking to score.
Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up. The Bucks trail, 7-second difference, shot and game clock. That puts them in the lead. Jackson's got 5 now.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, when you hustle on the break like he does, good things tend to happen.
Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
You have to think at this point the winner will be the one to settle in on defense.
It's Curry outside. Knocks down the 3-ball. He's got 11. Flies back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
3-pointer, Lillard. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Warriors. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And another thing, guys, they've been very active tonight, frequently creating scoring opportunities off turnovers.
So with Butler sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. We've got Brandon Podziemski. Also Gary Payton II out there. And it's Post in at the center position. Here's Podziemski. Following the 3 by Milwaukee. Pass to Santos. Here's Post. Misses the chippy right there.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take.
Here's Trent. Porter looking it over. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. To the right side. Here's Kuminga. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Kuminga's got his first bucket in this one.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an edge.
I've been on the edge of my seat courtside. Man, this has been a barn burner.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Trent finds Livingston. Kuminga against Porter. And again, the turnover by the Bucks. Golden State's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Podziemski with it. Porter's there. Kuminga with a wide open look. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Kuminga's got 5 points in the quarter. Bucks trail by 4. Now, Greg, it took 40 years, but the Bucks finally won this. Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated.
Shooting for Milwaukee.
This is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Oh, good from Payton. Milwaukee's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Here's Sims. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Here's Podziemski. Drops in the layup for two. Podziemski's got his first bucket of the night.
Man, this guy is a scoring machine. I mean, I know I'm not the only one to describe him that way.
Outside, Kuminga. Lays it up off the glass. Kuminga's got the lead up to 6 now for the Warriors.
Used the pick to perfection and got all the way to the rim.
Porter finds Kuzma. Trent outside. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. Jonathan Kuminga picks one up.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
And it's Porter with the ball for the Milwaukee Bucks. They trail by 3. Porter double team. Back to Kuzma. Here's Sims. Trent outside. It's rebounded by Kuminga. Warriors leading by 3. Now Podziemski. They get it again. Pass to post. Payton from outside. And there's the call on Kevin Porter. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. 3-pointer. Santos, no good. Bucks trail by 3. Trent passes to Livingston. And here's Trent. He's got 5. Kuzma with the screen for Porter. And he uses the glass on the layup. Porter's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Really left alone that time. And the Warriors lead by 3. 15 seconds left in the first half of the game. Porter kicks to Livingston. There's the pick. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. First trip to the line for him here. The first one falls.
Livingston taking 2 shots.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Here's Payton. No good on the last second attempt there. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. The Warriors on top, leading by just 2. It's time now to go courtside as we... All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
Drum roll, please. They're measuring up the shot.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Curry with a strong contribution so far in this one.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You love guys who can get their shot within the flow of the offense.
Setting the floor for the Bucks. On to Tacumbo out there with Portis. Then it's Damian Lillard. And there's Jackson. And it's Prince in at the 3 slot.
Such an advantage to have a big man who can dish it like Draymond.
Bucks trail by 7. The greatest shooter ever, Steph Curry. You played with him. What was it like seeing him day in and day out?
I had the pleasure of playing with Steph the first year he broke the NBA record for threes in a season. And when I tell you he was just scratching the surface, he was always looking to push the boundaries, to see what he can do, and to work at every aspect of his shooting.
And stolen by Portis. Giannis high post. Inside. Antetokounmpo. Automatic.
And we see this often now from Giannis. His offensive repertoire has become so versatile.
Moody with it. He has 5. Up top, Jackson Davis. Moody with it. Lillard picks him up. Clock is at 3. Here's Jackson Davis. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Jackson Davis has got 6.
Draw them in and kick it out. Great execution to open up an easy look from outside.
Here's Antetokounmpo. It's stolen by Green. Down low. Oh, jam!
Have mercy.
Wow. And a big-time jam right there.
That's a fantastic decision by Curry. Defense too focused in on Steph.
Portis in the post, defended by Butler. Portis a screen on Curry. And that one's good. Lillard.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
What a response from Curry. Gotta know he's coming for his revenge.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Lillard. Giannis with the dunk and throwing it down hard.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this league.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, guys get away with this all the time, but on this occasion, he got caught.
Jackson down low. Curry meets him. And Giannis gets it to go. And we see dunkers get technicals for hanging on the rim, slapping the backboard, or Richard even staring someone down. Should refs let that slide, or is that something they got to pay attention to?
I don't mind the hanging on the rim, the smacking the backboard. I love that aggression. The staring people down, that's something you got to be careful with because that can cause some problems, and we don't want any of those issues on the court.
Making it look simple. The athleticism of Giannis on full display.
Pass to Moody. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got his 3rd assist on the night.
A quality pass, setting up a quality shot. It's just textbook basketball.
Lillard, the pass to Antetokounmpo, and the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Over in the corner, Green. Back to Curry. Pass to Moody. The 3. Rebounded by the Bucks. Giannis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Lillard with no one around. His 3-pointers off the mark.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
To the middle. Jackson Davis in the corner. Here's Curry with the 3. A rebound by the Bucks. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Giannis kicks to Lillard. The 3 ball. It's hauled in by Jackson Davis. Jackson Davis has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Curry making it look so easy.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes.
Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Damian Lillard. Here's Curry with the 3, and that one released in time, but no good. It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Golden State Warriors. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
And for the defense, it's so tough to guard a big man with that kind of court vision and dime-dropping ability.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far with this 4th quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. So with Curry sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. We've got Jonathan Kuminga. Gary Payton II is out there with Pajemski. And it's Santos in at the 3 spot. Pass to Post. They set the pick. Now here's Kuminga. And it's in there.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Man, this has been a fun one, but look, who doesn't love a high-scoring game?
And he's going up for the alley-oop.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. And Kuminga gets it to go.
Confident and composed on the three-point shot at a critical juncture.
Here's Trent driving the lane, and the layup falls.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Yeah, it's clear why they go to him in these moments. They know he's going to deliver for him.
Here's Kuminga, and Kuminga throws it down.
He may not have that traditional power forward build, but his bounce, well, that kind of levels the playing field.
Trent kicks to Porter. Pass to Livingston. And the 3 off target. Warriors leading by 5. And that'll be 2 free throws. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
At the line for 2, Jonathan Kuminga. For injury rules, the play for the review.
You could tell what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor.
Substitution on the court.
4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Green with a screen for Butler. Outside for Curry. Outside, Green. Oh, they get it back. Jackson Davis.
Nothing soft about the putback there.
And why chance it, right? Take the dunk if you've got it.
And that's his MO. Be physical, get in position for the putback, and throw it down. Defense got to know that's what he's looking to do.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
There's the pick. It's tipped onto the Kumbo with the steal. And Stephen Curry with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
1:58 left in the 4th quarter. Giannis kicks to Jackson.
Golden State foul. Stephen Curry. Second personal foul. Second team foul.
First free throw is good, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. He hits both from the stripe.
And now you're in a great position thanks to those clutch free throws. 1 possession game now.
Green with a screen on Jackson. Curry with it. Guarded now by Prince. Curry, good. Curry's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
And with a limitless jump shot, the elusive ball handling skills, Curry can get a bucket pretty much whenever he wants. And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the 4th quarter.
There's the all-around game of Butler. A nice assist to cash in on that possession.
Portis sets the pick for Jackson. Lillard against Butler. Lillard attacking, and good. Got the English that time as it falls. Lillard's got 6 in the quarter.
His team is in a tight spot, but Lillard keeps his cool, totally focused on getting them what they need.
Curry finds Green. There's the screen. It's good from long range. And the Warriors lead by 6.
Fearless. Draymond Green gets it done in the moment.
Giannis sets a screen for Lillard. Fires for 3. He misses that time, but only 5 misses in his 11 shots from the field as he's 6 of 11. And Green slams it in.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
No let up with these guys. They're going for the throat now.
Lillard way outside. Got it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Incredible range. Lillard makes these deep shots look like they're effortless.
Here's Curry with the 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
For real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Lillard against Butler. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
It's the first, and that will put them up by 9. Jackson Davis hits them both.
Calm and cool, and his free throws put a bow on this one. Nice way to finish the game up.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. A confident thank you, David. And that about wraps it up. And
unselfish. They play for one another. You can see how it keeps the whole team involved. And I'll tell you what, I just love watching teams that can pass like this.
Here's the starting group for Portland. We've got Anthony Simons, Denny Avdia out there with DeAndre Ayton. Then it's Matisse Thybulle, and it's Kamare in at the 3.
These calls can be so difficult for officials to make.
Now here's Curry. Shot clock at 6. Outside for Green. For 3. Portland with a rebound.
Well, that is stifling coverage on the perimeter. That's how you stop a good shooter in his tracks.
He drops it from range.
And now the game is really starting to flow. We should be in for a good one.
Yeah, and it's important to get that first score quickly and establish your game.
On target from range.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Now here's Simons. Avdia left side. There's a screen. The 3-ball. Oh, can't get it. Misses his first attempt. Golden State has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. And when you talk about this Portland team, Stan, they're young and talented. They have some nice pieces going forward.
Yeah, and Brian, it starts with Scoot Henderson and Anthony Simons in that backcourt, but Shaedon Sharpe, when healthy, they've got some good pieces to build around.
Curry goes in, and yep, it's good. Curry's got 5.
Not afraid to mix it up inside. Curry is a crafty finisher.
Avdia, screen on Butler. Simons passes to Avdia. Out to Simons. Back to Avdia. Simons against Butler. Simons outside. Jackson Davis grabs the miss.
Analytics already don't favor the mid-range jumper, let alone against exceptional defense.
Butler passes to Moody. Simons against Curry. The 3 is up. And Ayton pulls it down.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in most possessions.
Avdia outside. Releases. Nice jump shot. Avdia's gotten his second bucket.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Steve Kerr. How they'll go about defending DeAndre Ayton came up, and Coach told me once Ayton gets deep, it's too late. We need to find him early and not let him set up down low. Push him out to the line. That's a lot to be pushing around with Ayton being as big as they come, guys.
And Allie, thank you for that. Now here's Curry. He's got 5. And here's Green from the arc. Jackson Davis. Great positioning on the putback.
That's a pure effort play. Nice tip in.
And that's a skill you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? Ayton with a screen. Offline with a 3. And it's Butler with the ball for Golden State. Grant, when you look at Draymond Green's career, you think he's going to the Hall of Fame?
You know, B.A., I believe so. He's won multiple titles, and we know how impactful he has been as a defender and distributor especially. I think we'll see him in Springfield one day.
Here's Simons. After the Warriors picking up a basket just a moment ago. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
He's shaking the hoop. He's actually shaking the whole building.
Oh, what a slam. Look here, the fans going crazy right now. Ayton inside. Jackson Davis on him.
You're looking at Ayton using all of his height and reach, slamming it down on a helpless defense.
Here's Curry. Outside for Butler. 34 seconds left in the first. Here's Curry. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Pass to Avdia. Now here's Simons. Lets it go. Tips it up. It's good on the putback.
And he's got such great hands. Aiden corrals rebounds and doesn't lose his touch on follow-ups.
The three from Curry. That shot off the mark. Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Portland. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Portland.
Well, they've used the fast break well to score easy points and keep the defense unsettled.
Yeah, they've dictated the pace to this point, looking to run at every opportunity.
They've got Gary Payton II. He's out there with Brandon Pajemski. And it's Santos in at the small forward position. That's the group for Golden State as we kick off the second quarter. Now here's Henderson. Outside for Grant. Here's the three. Again, the miss by Grant. The Warriors trailing. And when you look back at the 2023 draft, the Warriors got great value out of their picks.
Yeah, I mean, they got Pajemski with the 19th pick, a versatile player who impacts the game at both ends. And they also got Trace Jackson Davis late in the second round. And he is a fundamentally sound big man with great upside.
Sharp. Outside for Henderson. Back to Sharp. From outside the arc. Santos pulls it in. In transition, here come the Warriors. Pass to post. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Back to Payton.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Blazers on D. And there's the foul. It'll go on Shaedon Sharp. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Outside Pajemski. Three-pointer. Drains the triple. Pajemski's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Pass to Walker. They set the pick. Henderson outside. 6 on the shot clock. Walker for three. Knocks down the triple.
And that's a defensive lapse. A shooter of his caliber can't be left wide open.
Outside Payton. Pass to Santos. Goes up on the wing. Again, the Warriors score. The Trailblazers have gotten nothing to go out of 5 attempts so far this quarter. Here's Klingon. Back to Henderson. Launches it. He can't hit that time. The Warriors leading. Coach, it's such a difficult transition to the NBA. Scoot Henderson joins from the G League Ignite. What do you see in his game?
Well, look, I see a really talented guy who plays the game hard. What you've got to get improvement in are the two areas that most people have to improve in: shooting and decision-making.
Now here's Grant. Still without a bucket. Walker for three. Hits the three-pointer.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Sometimes it's simple. Put the ball in the hands of your scorers and let them do what they do best.
The Warriors lead by 4. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Warriors play a unique style predicated on passing and cutting off the ball. Stephen Curry said the main goal is to just force the defense to make as many decisions as you can. So with all that ball movement and body movement, they're going to mess up at some point. Brian?
Well, it helps having a weapon like Stephen Curry. Thanks, Allie.
Yeah, you see the vision from Henderson. Just a terrific facilitator.
Kuminga with a screen on Sharp. And he lobs it up. Wow, Kuminga playing way above the rim.
And the lead increases on a crazy offensive sequence.
Man, the dunk alone would have been incredible, let alone the fact that it came off a pinpoint pass. Here's Henderson. And he drives in. And a big-time jam right there.
Yeah, love seeing the young guard Henderson take charge like this, making things happen on the drive.
Pass to Santos. There's 49 seconds left in the first half of this game. Outside Payton. There's the drive. Oh, and he brings it down with a two-handed jam.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
No hesitation from Grant. He's not bashful shooting off the catch when given the chance.
Payton with a steal. Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. It's Podziemski on the wing. Back to Payton. Launches a three. And the three-pointer goes. Payton's got 5 points. Blazers trail by 7.
If you can, use up the clock en route to the last shot.
Yeah, but if you get an open look, you got to think about taking it no matter how much time is left on the clock.
They grab their own miss. He gets it up. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And we've reached halftime in this one. The Warriors on top. They're up 7. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. You got to like what we're seeing from Brandon Podziemski.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers. DeAndre Ayton is out there with Deni Avdija. Then it's Matisse Thybulle. Then there's Anthony Simons. And it's Kamare in at small forward. Now here's Green. Just 5 on the clock. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Nick Grant, despite the Warriors' success over the last decade, it hasn't always been this way for this franchise.
Yeah, they didn't have many winning seasons before they got Steph, Clay, and Dre. And you know, BA, from 1978 to 2012, they made the playoffs just 6 times.
Green finds Butler. Green, a screen. Outside Butler. Takes the 3. Offensive rebound. Outside Moody. Back to Green. Fires from deep. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
Portland shooting their first free throw of the night here. Stan, you were a longtime coach in the NBA, one of the most demanding jobs on the planet. Just how much is required time-wise from an NBA coach?
Well, it's a lot of time. I mean, it's all day, every day, 7 days a week in season. But look, let's put it in perspective. It's not like we're out there running a jacket.
Now that's a visual I'd like to see from you, Coach. Here he goes. Kamara. And he slams it in one-handed.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And, guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
Well, Stan, you coached against some really tough players in your day. Where does Jimmy Butler stand right now? What makes him Jimmy Butler?
Well, I think, Brian, he's just a great competitor. He wants to take on the biggest challenges when he's on the defensive end, and on offense, he is willing to attack anyone.
Butler, a screen on Thybulle. Here's Curry. Outside Moody. Jackson Davis, a screen. Three-pointer. And Ayton pulls it down. Ayton's got rebound number 7 tonight. Pass to Simons. Ayton with a screen for the lead. And there's the foul. It'll go on Matisse Thybulle. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Golden State has got nothing to fall here in the third. 0 for 4. Curry passes to Green. Butler with the ball. The kick out. Curry. It's stolen by Thibault. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Pass to Aiden. Here's Kamari. Green covering. Aiden with a screen. Out to Simons. The three. Jimmy Butler with a rebound. The Warriors have gotten just 1 of 5 shots to drop since halftime.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Now Curry.
2 minutes.
Jackson Davis, a screen. Fires the three. There he is. The three-point king delivers on cue.
Not sure there's such a thing as a bad three for Steph.
Avdia, screen on Butler. Simons. Avdia outside. A little under 3.5 minutes off the clock now in the third quarter. Clock at 4. With the drive. Boom! He jams it straight down.
All he needed was a little separation. So effective.
Boy, cleared the path, put him in position for a prime-time dunk.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
And here are the Warriors now. Portland making their last shot. Moody misses. Simons outside. Here's Kamari. Butler covering. Back to Simons. Pass to Aiden for the lead. Fires in the triple. Aiden's got 7 points in the game.
That's a heads-up play right there. Reads the floor, distributes accordingly.
Green with a screen on Thibault. Curry from deep three-point land. Sinks it. What range from downtown.
This is why you gotta be right up on Curry. Any breathing room he gets is too much.
Simons up top Avdia. Going inside, uses the glass on the layup. Avdia's got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, look, you need a bucket, go to him. This is exactly what he's built to do.
Outside Curry, it's a deep three. Portland with a rebound. Here's Simons. And he gets it to go. Give him 8.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
Here's Butler. And it's good.
42 minutes to review the play.
Thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play. They're trying to see if he released the ball before the buzzer or not.
While this call may not decide the game, you always prefer to get it right.
And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific... Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. The Warriors trailing. Gary Payton II is out there with Brandon Pajemski. Then there's Jonathan Kuminga, and it's Post in at the 5. So that's the group out there for Golden State. The shot by Pajemski, no good. And the Trailblazers shooting the rock at 58%. Pass to Klingon. And there's the screen. Walker with it. Outside for Henderson. He takes it in. Trailblazers keep it alive. Sharp, no good.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Here's Santos. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. It's going to be on Jabari Walker.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
Taking 2.
Both shots good from the stripe. Here's Henderson. It's Sharp on the wing. Grant outside. Pass to Klingon. Just 5 to shoot. They set the pick. Puts up a 3. And Grant gets it to go.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Henderson. Now the Blazers on the move. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Yeah, he's just explosive. I mean, Scoot gets off the ground in a hurry and puts some emphasis on it, too.
Kuminga with a screen on Henderson. Majemski. And Klingon pulls it down.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky.
Grant, the pass to Sharp. Grant with a screen on Kuminga. Pass to Klingon. And here's Grant. Just 4 to shoot. And they call an illegal screen here.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
And it's a completely new group here for the Warriors. And here's Butler outside. Thibault with the board. Trailblazers lead by 5. Avdia from outside. Green with the defensive effort.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother.
Jackson Davis a screen. Green the pass to Moody. Back to Green. Curry with it. Avdia picks him up. And that's good. Stephen Curry for 3. Curry's got 9 points here in the second half. Here's Simons. Avdia outside. Back to Simons.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Diving in. Oh, he packs it down.
That is incredible.
And no surprise here. At this stage of the game, they're going to use the coach's challenge.
And even with the coach's challenge in place, we've seen so many of these personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
Outside Moody. Off target from 3-point range. Portland leading by 4. Simons outside. Grant outside. Avdia screen on Butler. Grant. Pass to Thibault. Trailblazers got to hurry. Got to get up a shot. And here's Grant from the arc. Again, the miss by Portland.
And just a desperate play all the way around.
Butler against Grant. Avdia pulls it in.
Well, you got to miss sometimes, but that one seemed like a gimme.
Back to Aiden. On the wing, Simons. 4-3. Warriors with the rebound. This might be a turning point.
Massive possession here.
Outside for Butler. From the arc. Cash. And that one brings them within 1.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Grant with a screen on Butler. Simons. Outside for Grant. Money.
The heat is on, but Grant keeps his composure. He doesn't let the situation affect the quality of his shot.
Curry surveys. Pass to Green. Back to Curry. To force OT. Oh, and he can't make the shot to force overtime. So a close game sees Portland taking this one with the late victory.
what do you think?
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. Both of these teams love to run their offense in the half court. They'll slow things down. They'll love the setups. They'll try to manipulate a couple of the plays to get matchups they want. Neither side afraid to take it under 5 seconds on the shot clock, and that patience may pay off.
The starters for the Portland Trailblazers. They've got Denny Avdia and Bernie Simons out there with Matisse Thybulle. Then it's DeAndre Ayton, and it's Kamare in at the 3 spot. Avdia can't hit.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And Lillard kicks to Portis. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
And Portis attacking with some confidence. That's in his range.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Doc Rivers gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. Now, he highlighted the problems that come along with facing a center like DeAndre Ayton. Coach said DeAndre impacts the game on both ends of the floor. He can score inside, shoot the mid-range jumper, and defensively, he can protect the rim and switch out on the perimeter. Certainly a talented young center. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, David. Now, here's Simons, following the miss by Giannis. And it's Simons off the drive. And when you're a knockdown shooter like you were, with the kind of athleticism that Anthony Simons possesses, Brent, you're in rarefied air.
Yeah, no doubt Anthony, one of those guys really tough to stop. You got to pick your poison with him. That quickness and his ability to get to the rim, though, that can impact what they do offensively.
Here's Lillard. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Smart and aggressive. Lillard repeatedly dominating the pick and roll set.
Simons, the pass to Avdia. From the arc. And the 3-ball is good.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Prince finds Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Oh, why, thank you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. Trailblazers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Ayton a screen on Giannis. Avdia against Antetokounmpo. Pass to Kamare. Ayton a screen on Jackson. Kamare misses. Bucks have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. And stolen by Thybulle. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Here's Ayton, and Ayton throws it down.
Yeah, Ayton out there playing poker with the flush.
Lillard surveying the D. That 3 off the mark. And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. Outside, Avdia. Here's Kamare. Hands it from downtown.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on him.
Brent, for about a decade, the Bucks had virtually been a lock for the playoffs.
Yeah, you think about Giannis being drafted in 2013, and absolutely nobody saw what was coming with him. They missed the playoffs in his first and his third year, and then all of a sudden, Giannis fully arrived. He's developed into a star, not just a star, but a superstar, and these guys have been contenders ever since.
Outside, Avdia. Here's the screen. From outside, off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Portis sets the pick for Lillard. Good, and the assist goes to Giannis. Lillard's got 6 points.
Well, there are scorers, and then there are confident scorers. Lillard's so dangerous with the jumper, the floater, getting to the rack, you name it. One of the bright stars in the NBA. Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Portland's gone 3 of 7 from 3-point range in the first quarter. Simons, the pass to Avdia. Back to Simons. Ayton finds Simons.
How about the reach from Giannis that time? He does not make any shot easy.
And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Simons with the ball. He's got 5. Ayton sets the pick for Avdia. Good on the three-point shot. He has 6.
Simons playing unselfish. That's going to help this team get in a great rhythm.
They get a hand on it. Lillard dishes to Antetokounmpo. It's Prince on the wing. Lillard from outside buries it from three-point range.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now it's a shootout. Always impressive when a smaller player has a nose for the ball and rises up amongst the taller ones.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Bucks. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. Back to the action in just a minute. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And what stands out to you from the Bucks in this one?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second quarter. The guard pair are Henderson and Sharp. Grant is out there with Jabari Walker. And it's Klingon in at the 5 down low. And we know Kuzma's always been a terrific scorer. But, Greg, he's developed as a passer over time.
And, Kevin, early in his career, Kuzma wasn't called on to be a leader. But he's grown into that role, and he puts effort into orchestrating for his teammates.
Lets it go with the 3. The rebound by the Bucks. Here's Livingston. A three-pointer is right on target. Livingston's got the lead up to 6 now for the Bucks.
And Kuzma showing more and more that he's becoming a playmaker on the offensive end of the floor.
Grant kicks to Walker. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Shot clock at 5. Henderson against Porter. Into the lane. And finished off by Porter.
Mercy. Watch out. Kevin Porter Jr. coming through with a nasty dude.
And then Henderson with the jam.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Trent outside. There's the drive. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. It's good.
And Grant with a nice heads-up play, willing to make the next pass.
Milwaukee leading by 6. Stolen by Henderson. Kicks it out to Grant. Walker with his screen for Grant. And he lays it straight in. Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are 1 or 2 of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically. I mean, that's huge, and especially in the playoffs. But most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room? That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
Here's Sharp. He takes it in. Kicks it out to Grant. Traps in the tray. Now just a 1-point Milwaukee lead.
Well, nice smooth release from Grant that time. Can't let him get that kind of rhythm.
Kuzma against Walker. Kuzma passes to Livingston. And the Bucks miss again. The Trailblazers have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Sharp against Trent. Sharp the pass to Grant. Pass to Klingon. Walker with his screen for Klingon. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And this is where Klingon looks to score. The closer he is to the rim, the more aggressive he becomes.
Trent with it. Klingon defending. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. And so Henderson will bring it up for Portland. There's 57 seconds left in the first half.
On the drive, Henderson relies on his agility to slip past contact.
Porter looking it over. Livingston kicks to Trent. They set the pick. Knocks down the 3-ball. Trent's got the game tied up here for the Bucks.
Rabbit's foot in the shoe that time. Got lucky because the pick has to be better. It made no impact, but they still got the score.
Got that one up quick. Grant's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Grant coming right back with 3 of his own.
A shot by Sims, no good.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
Goes back up. Klingon. Kuzma pulls it in. Now here's Livingston. He has 5. Off target from outside. Grant outside. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. Jeremy Grant, he is feeling it tonight. And has been... All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And get ready for the half-court shot. Drums, please. They're thinking about the shot.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You look at Jeremy Grant, what a contribution.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Damian Lillard out there with Jackson. And it's Torian Prince. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Antetokounmpo in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers.
Beautiful touch. And Giannis, with his height and the quickness, he can get the mid-range shot pretty much anytime he wants.
Avdia, a screen on Jackson. Simons finds Avdia. Lets it go. And the jumper is on the mark. Avdia's got the lead up to 6 now for the Trailblazers. Here's Antetokounmpo, and the rejection by Ayton.
Nice timing as Aiden's up there for the rejection.
Hits it from 3-point range. Avdia's got 11 points.
And just Shakespearean there, a smart read. Saw the defense was collapsing inside, so he wisely pulled up from the outside and drilled it.
Lillard the pass to Jackson. It's deflected. Giannis dishes to Jackson. Back to Giannis.
Oh, yes, sir. I think Giannis loves that kind of stuff right there. His dunks sometimes get vicious.
Here's Avdia. The offensive rebound. Pass to Thibault. And here is Simons. 6 to shoot. Outside, Avdia. Here's Ayton. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Bucks trail by 7. You know, you were talking about Giannis. He can put up 30 a game without taking many shots from the perimeter. That's a tall order these days, especially because he gets doubled every single time.
You can see Ayton does a good job of just picking a line and running the court that time.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Denny Avdia. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Portis finds Lillard. Back to Portis. Lets it go from deep. The Trailblazers pull it in. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And Simons, here we go.
Turning on the Jets here. Simons sees the gap and starts running fast.
Here's Lillard. Over in the corner, Portis. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And they get it back. Here's Simons. Thibault on the wing. It's all about Antetokounmpo. And now Lillard pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Aggressive and incredibly quick end-to-end. Lillard is always a threat on the fast break.
Outside Avdia. That's a 2 from Simons. Again, Simons missing.
Now that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
Three-pointer, Lillard, good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
Some nights, Lillard can just keep going and going.
Pass to Kamare. The tray. Giannis grabs the miss. Antetokounmpo's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Prince misses.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the 3-ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him.
Ayton sets the pick for Simon. Hits the 3-point bomb. Simons has got 8 points in the quarter.
Simons seeing green there, just letting that one rip.
And stolen by Thibault. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. It's important to remember Damian Lillard was a 2-star prospect coming out of high school in Oakland. He says that the doubt I faced, what I found is I have true belief in myself. I poured a lot in and just continued to work. That's why when I struggle, I never waver because I know that I'm true to it. Eventually, I'm going to have my time. Kevin?
I think they call that Dame time. Hey, David, thank you. Avdia kicks to Simons. And again, it's Portland with the 3.
Simons says hello. Great answer.
Here's Lillard. He's got 17. There's Giannis. Look out below.
Yeah, you could throw that pass just about anywhere, even the top of the square for Giannis to go and get.
And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Trent against Sharp. Trent kicks to Livingston. There's Porter with the 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. He gets it up. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers with a... And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle. But you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th, the guard pair are Henderson and Sharp. Walker out there with Klingon. And it's Grant in at the small forward. Shot clock at 6. Henderson against Porter. No good with the triple. Trailblazers leading by 10. Pass to Grant. Walker a screen on Kuzma. Grant for 3. It's hauled in by Trent. And for Milwaukee, they're shooting 51% from the field. They'll take that. Stolen by Walker. Grant outside. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
Not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
14 feet away. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Trent. Henderson passes to Grant. From deep. Offensive rebound. Sharp on the wing. Cranes it from beyond the arc. Sharp's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And nice work on the perimeter. Defenses must respect Sharp's range.
Trent kicks to Porter. Trent setting the pick for Porter. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the court.
Grant with a screen on Porter. Henderson passes to Grant. Again, the miss by Grant.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Here's Kuzma. And Klingon pulls it down. Portland leading by 9. Grant for 3. Up again. It's good on the putback.
Oh, great hustle by Henderson. His hops will really help him on the offensive glass.
And so it's Porter bringing it up now for Milwaukee. Kuzma outside. The shot, no good. Portland's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Grant. A new lineup here for the Bucks. The Bucks have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Here's Lillard. And it falls over the rim and in. Lillard's got 19 points.
There is this old school feel about Dame's game. Even though he utilizes the 3, he'll get to the mid-range and bury those.
Out to the right wing. To the wing right side. Portland moving the ball around. Just 5 on the clock. Fires the 3. The rebound by the Bucks. Giannis has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Lets the 3 fly. And it's Portland with the rebound. Ayton's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And the wide open shot from Avdia. Buries the long range jumper. Avdia's got the lead up to 12 now for Portland.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
3-pointer, Simon. Milwaukee with the rebound.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Trailblazers.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, a remarkable team effort. They got everyone involved.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Denny Avdia.
It felt like there was more than one of him out there tonight. He was involved on every possession, and he made his presence felt in so many ways.
Here's Ayton. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
Ayton pouring a foundation there on the inside, just living in the paint.
And Lillard kicks to Giannis. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo. 32 seconds left in the game.
From Dame.
Here's Kamara. Nailed from three-point land. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
And stolen by Portis. Over in the corner, Lillard. Takes a 3. And the rejection by Ayton. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. So it's the Bucks now. 8-point game. Three-pointer, Simon. And the miss. So the Trailblazers win it. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily.
possessions will be at a premium tonight. No easy boards with all of these glass eaters running around, getting their hands dirty. Should make for a really interesting game to keep an eye on inside.
Let's take a look at our starters for the Golden State Warriors. Inside, it's Green next to Jackson Davis. Moody is out there with Stephen Curry. And it's Butler in at the small forward position. And that's a foul called on Stephen Curry. That's his first foul.
And great job to establish position and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play. And Antetokounmpo is so long. I mean, he stretches forever, covers a ton of ground.
Curry outside Moody. Green with a screen on Prince. Moody passes to Curry. 6 to shoot. Green, a screen. Offensive rebound.
Excellent use of his physical gifts. Goes up strong and captures the board.
Back to Prince. Out to Portis. Fires the three. Perfect night so far. 2 for 2.
Does not shoot many from out there, but Portis makes them at a decent clip.
And Clark, Bobby Portis has really become a fan favorite around the league.
He sure has. He's one of my favorites. I mean, everybody loves Bobby Buckets, and I think it's because he's got a blue-collar style and mentality. He's not a guy that was super highly touted coming into the league, and he brings great energy, passion, and tenacity, and he produces.
Jackson Davis with the bucket.
We know Curry has tremendous vision, and he uses it to tee up his teammates for easy shots.
Antetokounmpo outside to the inside. Here's Prince. Over Moody. Warriors with the rebound.
Boy, you've really got to put those away, especially against soft interior defense.
And here's Butler outside. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
I would not call Butler a laser, but he knows when he needs to keep the defense honest, and he'll take and make his share of those three-point shots.
Now here's Jackson. Portis outside. Back to Jackson. Portis a screen. Pass to Lillard. Takes a three. He's off on that one.
Tried to come right back at him with the three. Not that time.
Jackson Davis a screen. Inside. The kick out. Curry. Let's go with a three. Another three for Golden State.
The execution has been better lately. But do they have enough energy to pull it off?
This game was in danger of getting away from them. They've made a nice push to keep it close.
Now here's Jackson. Antetokounmpo. Tries again. Portis left side. Sinks another one. He's on a roll. Starting 4 for 4.
When you watch Portis, he's not just a good jump shooter for a 6'10 guy. Bobby's just a straight-up good shooter, period.
Lillard against Curry. On the wing, Green. From downtown. Can't get his first shot of the game to fall. The Bucks leading by 4.
Stephen Curry. Second personal foul. First team foul.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Portis for 3. Good. And it's Lillard who picks up the assist. Lillard's got 3 assists in the game.
Tell you what, Portis has been so focused on the offensive end, doing all he can to rack up points.
Milwaukee has gone 3 of 4 on threes here in this first quarter. Well, Grant, from roster to coaching changes, the Bucks have been trying to become an even more elite team.
Yeah, teams are always tinkering now these days, BA. The Bucks know they are a high-level team, but they want to dominate the competition on another level.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Jimmy Butler's such an all-around player. He said, I don't need to be a 40-point scorer. My role is to impact winning. I just control what I can control in the end, play the right way, stay aggressive, and do whatever it takes to get my team the win. And Brian, he is good at his job.
Well, playoff Jimmy is a real thing, whether he'll admit it or not. Curry finds Butler. Tipped away. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Butler with a steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Warriors. The three from Curry, bearing his second of 3 attempts.
Off a pass, Steph Curry, that one is always going in, or almost always going in.
Back to Antetokounmpo, and stolen by Green. Fast break, here we go. On the wing, Curry, and stolen by Jackson. Portis outside. A big-time effort for Bobby Portis, providing a lot of energy from... If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And taking a quick gander here at the hustle stats for Milwaukee.
They've really been disruptive on the defensive end, forcing turnovers and turning those turnovers into points at the other end.
And something else I've noticed is how they've been able to cause turnovers and take advantage of them on the offensive end, not wasting those extra chances at all.
They've got Gary Trent, and it's Rollins in a 2-guard. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with.
Capping off the drive through the bump, Porter Jr. holding steady.
Here's Pajemski after the basket by Milwaukee on the other end. Oh, there's the alley.
Now that's a textbook alley-oop.
I thought he'd go for the slam, but that worked.
It actually almost makes it a little more special. Grace over power is how I would look at it.
Rollins gets the bucket. And it's the Warriors with the ball. It's a 3-point game. Pass to Porter. Jacks up a 3. He buries it from 3. Porter's got 5 now.
Sneaking out to the corner, Porter Jr. He's somebody you cannot afford to lose track of.
Post shot, no good. The Bucks leading by 6. Oh, what a performance offensively.
They're really rolling at that end. Excellent game plan.
And it's Milwaukee scoring again.
He's somebody that's really comfortable carrying the offensive load.
Second quarter, a little over a minute and a half in. And so Trent will bring it up for the Bucks. Payton with a steal. Here's Rowe. He's got 5. And the Warriors miss again. Milwaukee has gone 4 of 5 from outside the arc in this one. Trent from long range. Warriors with the rebound.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Pass to Rowe. To halt the run. Offensive board. Here's Post. Outside Kuminga. There's the triple. Drills it from deep. Kuminga's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Slow reaction from the D, and it cost him 3.
Porter, the pass to Rollins. And he lobs it up to the rim.
The reverse slam, that was sweet.
Ah, the finesse on full display.
Yes, sir. Power and grace. That had it all.
Milwaukee leading by 7. Pass to Porter. Oh, got a piece of it. Kuminga down low. Man, oh man, Kuminga with the easy bounce. Throws it down.
Got to give him credit for jumping on the ball and making the most at the other end.
Boy, inexcusable at this point of the game. They got to be more composed in these moments.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scale.
Well, Clark, as we know, player comparison is a popular exercise among fans and analysts alike.
Yeah, I've never really ascribed to that, but in this day and age, I think it's even more unfair to do so because the game has changed tremendously. I mean, 3-point attempts and scoring averages are way north, in large part because of the pace of play. So the game has changed, and that means when you're comparing players, it's a little harder to do in a fair manner.
Great read to get a hand in there and disrupt the play.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Clock is at 3. Here's Livingston. The rebound by Post.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time. Unnecessary to go to the fadeaway there. It wasn't needed. Could have just kept it simple and taken the easy shot.
Pass to Rollins. There's a screen. Here's Livingston. Trent outside. Outside for Porter. This one for three. Trent outside from deep. Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Now here's Payton. No points so far. There's 21 seconds left in the second quarter. It's stolen by Trent.
If they take their time, this will be the final possession of the quarter.
Yeah, they've got to hold for the last shot here.
Throw it down on the lob.
And the lead increases on a crazy offensive sequence.
Man, the dunk alone would have been incredible, let alone the fact that it came off a pinpoint pass.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely sleek.
And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks up by a healthy 8 points. All right, good stuff, Allie. And we'll get back to the action at the start of the third quarter. Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. Bobby Portis in his bag in this one.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
On the floor for the Warriors. Inside, it's Green next to Jackson Davis. Stephen Curry is out there with Moses Moody. And it's Butler in at the three. Back to Antetokounmpo. Pass to Prince. Portis outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It goes again. His 6th basket in 7 tries.
This speaks to how assertive Portis is, and he's skilled at knocking it down off the catch, too.
The three from Curry. Oh, Curry! A sick triple.
Doing all he can so far, but they still find themselves trailing.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Antetokounmpo's got his 2nd basket of the night.
That pull-up shot is unguardable. Can't lay off Giannis for even a second.
Curry against Lillard. Outside for Butler. Jimmy Butler on the attack. And it's Butler with the jam.
Hey, got it like that aggressiveness of Butler. I mean, slicing inside and finishing with the dunk. Come on now. That's well done.
They get the rebound. Portis outside. Back to Lillard. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Butler. Here's Lillard. Still no points. 6 on the shot clock. Screen by Antetokounmpo. The Bucks need to get up a shot here.
You know, Butler is known for being a lockdown defender, and he doesn't back up at all. Refuses to give an inch.
Portis gets the bucket.
He's their go-to. They keep calling his number, and he delivers.
The three from Curry. Knocks down the long J. Curry's got 6 points in the quarter.
And his perimeter shooting might be the key to trimming their deficit.
I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, as long as he keeps knocking them down, they might as well keep going back to the well. No reason to let it run dry. Keep firing that thing.
Well, Grant, they say early in Giannis's career, he had to work not just on his game, but his attitude.
And that's true, B.A. It wasn't a bad attitude. He just lacked an edge. The ruthless mindset that all great players have. But, man, once he got that edge, he never lost it.
Antetokounmpo with it. Now guarded by Butler. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Butler. Fade away. Another miss by Antetokounmpo.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
And can't forget where Green is in transition because he keeps himself ready to score in these situations.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Free throw good. Green. Milwaukee leading by 3. Here's Antetokounmpo. Oh, not wasting any time and taking the shot and hitting it. Antetokounmpo has got his 3rd bucket of the night. Green. And there's the rejection.
Using that 7'2" wingspan, very effective. Portis just obliterated that shot.
1:57 left in the 3rd quarter here. Green with a screen on Lillard. Lillard against Curry. Green, a screen. Count the basket and the foul. Damian Lillard picks one up.
These kinds of buckets are what get Green hyped up. He takes a lot of pride and pleasure in cooking the defense.
And this is his 2nd trip to the line tonight. Free throw no good for Green. And here's Antetokounmpo. He'll bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. They've led by as much as 10.
You just cannot permit Lillard to get into a zone from deep. I mean, once that happens, you can't turn the valve off.
Here's Curry with the teardrop. Curry in the 3rd quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Screen by Antetokounmpo. Out to Portis. All sorts of time. Yes, great play by Lillard to set it up. Portis has got 6 in the quarter.
Unselfishness from Lillard, has no problem giving the ball up, especially when he's got a guy wide open.
And here's Curry for 3. It's hauled in by Portis. Portis has got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Prince. Now here's Lillard. Defense is right there. Here's Antetokounmpo. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway. Warriors trail by 6. Outside, Green. The kick out, Curry. Fires for 3. Another shot. And he tries it off the glass, but it's no good.
Good offense beats good defense? Not always.
Portis outside. Jackson on the wing. Portis outside. Nails it from beyond the arc. And it's a 9-point Milwaukee lead.
And this is how he shines. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And you know what? It's all about the long distance game for him tonight. He's getting it done from out there.
A big-time effort for Bobby Portis. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
You have to love his unselfishness and ability to make those around him better.
Well, clearly he's the guy that stirs the drink for him, and that's how he does it, with his dynamite passing skills.
4th quarter action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. They've got Kevin Porter, and it's Rollins in at the 2-guard position. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Pachemski into the lane.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Yeah, you know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Pass to post. The 3 is up. Rebound, Milwaukee. Sims has got 7 rebounds in the game. And the turnover by Golden State. Here's Livingston. Back to Porter. There's the 3. Buries it from 3. Porter's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Porter Jr., we know he can create his own shot, but he also can knock down the catch-and-shoot jumper.
Shot is up. Kept alive. Outside Payton. Here's Post. Sinks it from distance. Post has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Boy, a big man with great touch from deep. Always a valuable commodity in today's game.
And it's a completely new group for the Bucks. Here's Antetokounmpo. Against contact. Giannis stays strong.
Boy, he is so dangerous from this area, guys. Even when Giannis is defended tightly, he powers through it.
Moody from outside. Another 3 for Golden State.
That's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that action.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. And stolen by Green. Here they come with numbers in transition. Back to Jackson Davis. And he jams it home with authority.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
The Bucks leading by 6. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Butler. Lillard finds Antetokounmpo. And here's Jackson. He's covered by Curry. Jackson, pass to Lillard. And he's going for the lob. Clock at 6. It's stolen by Green. For 3. Curry, no good. The Bucks have gone a perfect 3 for 3 here in the 4th. The floater. Oh, it's blocked by Green.
Green takes great pride in his defense now. He loves the 9 shots at the rim and playing bigger than his 6'8" frame would lead you to believe.
Here's Curry. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way.
Yeah, really left him no choice there. He had the foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
And he sinks the second.
When you talk about shot mechanics, Curry is as close as you can get to perfect. I mean, you can tell he puts a lot of work into that part of his game, and it pays off.
And Curry's got the ball here for the Warriors. Trailing by 8. Jackson Davis with it. He's picked up by Lillard. Moody passes to Curry. Oh, they pick off the pass. Oh, deflected. Outside Moody. 1:35 left in the game. Ooh, the smooth 3 from Moody.
That's exactly the kind of shooting you need down the stretch to win games.
Butler with a steal. And there's the lob. And a bit of a battle for the ball. And the officials signal a jump ball here. Green, the pass to Curry. 1:16 left in the final quarter. Pass to Butler. Shot clock at 5. High arcing shot. No luck on that one. Great D that time from Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee leading by 5. And it's Jimmy Butler with the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
And 1:01 left to play in the 4th quarter of this one. Antetokounmpo can't connect.
And I don't understand. Why is he going to the fadeaway? Just go straight up with it.
Curry passes to Moody. Now here's Curry. And there is the whistle. That goes on Damian Lillard. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Curry looking it over. Green with a screen on Lillard. Curry passes to Moody. He connects! And he's brought them within 2 points now.
And talk about stepping up in a big way.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. A shot by Butler, no good. Pass to Portis.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
That should put this game on ice, not leaving any points behind.
For 3, here's Lillard. Off on that one. So it's a narrow victory for the Bucks. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that'll do it, folks.